as well. So as you will get notification of that too.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll test and measure, but we'll maybe try and do it onto straight onto YouTube next time. But okay, so here we are on our, I don't actually know which one it is now. I think we're on number like 17, our 17th Friendly Friday, with like-minded business owners sharing alike. And today we are joined by the lovely Dorothy, or like to be preferred name, Dot de Wet from Connecting Dots. And
Thank you,
it's a pleasure. And yeah, and for me, it's such an interesting topic today, because as I said to Dot, I haven't actually done a marketing topic specifically yet, but I think it's so many, there's so many areas of one's business that resonates to marketing. So it's just nice to have a marketing topic today. So today we'll be talking about marketing tips for startups. And tips it will only be, hey Dot, because we only have a couple of, 20 minutes or so.
And yes, you and I can have long discussions about marketing and strategies and all sorts. So we'll keep it to the point today.
Okay, so Jo, thanks so much again for joining us on this Friendly Friday, Dot, and I look forward to sharing with you and what you have to share with us. So just a quick bio about Dot, although I think it's not really the full history, but it's just something about Dot. She's a founder and director of Connecting Dots, a marketing consulting business, experienced director with a demonstrated history of working in the telecommunications industry, skilled in strategic negotiations, retail, customer relationship management, pricing strategy, and account management. Strong professional with a tourism management focused in tourism and travel service management from Pretoria Technikon. And Dot says that if you do what you keep doing, well, you've always done, you will get what you already have. So love that. Thank you so much. So just to kick off with our questions for today, I thought let's just ask Dot a little bit about what Connecting Dots is about and more about your purpose as a marketing consultant.
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So as you mentioned, I've got 15 plus years experience in the corporate world, and specifically telecommunication industry. And even during that time, I would always have discussions with my colleagues and say, you know what, I can see there's so many small, medium enterprises out there that they do marketing, but it's on, off, on, off. And there are a couple of reasons for that. They don't necessarily have the financial, or they're not in a financial situation where they can actually employ a full-time marketeer. And it's always been something that's really interested me. I've always been enthusiastic about marketing, getting to understand what it is all about, the different methods of marketing. But because I was on the corporate side, and you get a monthly income, you sort of become quite, you don't want to move, you don't want to change, because then it's a new thing.
Comfy.
Like your comfort zone, right? And well, then it obviously happened that things changed in 2018. And that sort of gave me a bit of a kick into a direction of, listen, maybe there is a dream that you've always wanted to live. Now this is an opportunity to really go for it. So in April 2019, my company was founded as Connecting Dots. And basically what we do is we assist small, medium enterprises with their marketing strategy, should they require one, or we also assist them with the implementation or the execution of their marketing.
Yeah.
So a lot of business owners understand that marketing is required, but because they're so involved in their business operations on a day-to-day basis, they actually don't get time to do it. And marketing is part of a business strategy. So how we at Connecting Dots do it is we try and get a proper understanding of the business strategy, what their objectives are, what they want to reach from in a specific time period, And then we start building a marketing strategy. And if it's not a marketing strategy, because they might already have one, but they don't have the time to work on the day-to-day execution thereof, that's when we come in as project managers and go, right, let us deal with your suppliers. If you have suppliers, and we take that marketing burden away from you. If you don't have suppliers, Connecting Dots has a number of reputable suppliers that we work with, and we pull them all together and we do a whole 360 approach. So that's basically in a nutshell what Connecting Dots stands for and does.
Okay, awesome. So I think let's jump onto maybe like with the entrepreneurs now. So with the increase of the number of entrepreneurs, and I think probably more so, I'd like to statistically know in the last year, how has the marketing landscape changed as for business owners, as you can see it from where you're sitting? Do you want to maybe share a little bit about that with us?
Yes. So, and I mean, I think in the line of business that we find ourselves in, there's been a huge shift in how businesses need to market themselves. Putting COVID aside, I think technology has just evolved so much that a lot of people are moving away from the normal standard traditional marketing. So publications, as an example, in aeroplanes, that's no longer because of the situation we find ourselves in globally. People relied on the traditional marketing, advertising, publications, out of home, billboards, things like that. But also from an economical perspective or economy perspective, people can't fund that anymore. It's too expensive. So a lot of entrepreneurs have started finding very innovative ways on how to market their businesses. And that is predominantly digital. So saying this, with the increase of entrepreneurs, it has opened many doors for Connecting Dots, to be honest, to work with various types of industries. So from startup businesses to more established type of businesses, and basically assisting them from a marketing strategy and the execution of their marketing strategy. It has also really excited me to work with various types of industries because first of all, I learn a lot about those type of industries, which I don't know. But also it's kept my brain going, thinking of innovative ways on how to put those entrepreneurs onto the marketing map or to enhance their marketing so that they just become bigger and better from a brand perspective, brand awareness, brand presence. So a lot has changed, definitely. Digital does not need to be expensive. And I think a lot of people think marketing will be so expensive and that's why they don't want to look at it. But if you don't have a presence, and maybe word of mouth is your strong point, but at some point that strong point is also going to become mediocre. It's going to be watered down. So what is the backup plan to make sure that your brand awareness and your brand presence is reflected so that people do not forget you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, so yes, obviously the landscape is mostly presented with digital opportunities, but I think business owners must also just be aware that it's still very dependent on what your marketing strategy is what you put out there, because you still get a lot of the wrong messages coming through and also irrelevant stuff. So actually wasting not maybe time, because it doesn't maybe cost you time it does essentially, but it doesn't maybe cost you time to do a post. But if it's not doing or adding any value, you're actually just wasting your time. So I think
time is money.
Yeah,
and time is money. So if you've wasted 5 minutes on a post, for example, and it doesn't speak to your brand or your product or your service offering, or even educating clients what you actually stand for, that is money at the end of the day, because you could have done it right the first time.
So I just my point is, just entrepreneurs don't think just because you have the option to do digital and because it's free that you can just put anything out there. It still takes a little bit of thought and processing to understand what to put out there. I think that's the most important thing. So let's just quickly jump on to, why do you believe that marketing can help entrepreneurs succeed?
So yeah, my saying is out of sight, out of mind. So in what way are entrepreneurs driving their brand name or even their brand presence? One cannot just rely on word of mouth. Yes, it might be very powerful, especially when you look at testimonials and reviews and things like that. Absolutely. I'm not saying that you should stop that. That is so, so important.
Yeah.
But what else are you doing to enhance your marketing? So as a lot of people work from home nowadays, I've noticed that consumers, clients, and potential clients do a lot of research before they purchase products or services. And I'm taking insurance companies as an example. People are maybe in a comfort zone again about the type of insurance that they've got. But then another insurance broker comes and speaks to them. Yes, great, all fun and well. What do? You go and do research about that company or that brand. And if there is nothing on the internet, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, it doesn't matter where, immediately the client or the prospective client goes, okay, well, it's a fly by night here. We can't trust them. There's nothing that we can actually go back to and make sure, do the fact finding, just go and investigate what's actually going on within this company or this brand. So if your business has nothing to go back on, the new prospects, you've probably lost them because there's nothing about you or your service or your product. So the one thing that I would say is marketing establishes entrepreneurs' business reputation, brand awareness, and brand presence. Marketing results can be immediate or, and I think the or is the big one that we need to emphasize here, it can take a while before results are achieved. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. So depending on potentially see immediate results, or it will take 8 to 12 months before those results are achieved. But in those 8 to 12 months, those are customers or clients or new clients or current clients that potentially would have forgotten about you if you were not visible. And other clients might not have heard about you, but now they've stumbled across your marketing or your, and you've actually not retained, but got new clients and retained as well, to be honest. So yeah, making sure that you've got the right audience, I think is a big thing that entrepreneurs need to look at. If you don't have the right audience, you're probably wasting their time and your time, to be honest. So, but yeah, I believe marketing helps.
Yeah, and I think also just a note to add to that is marketing also doesn't mean all the glamour and the glitz and the bells and whistles, okay? Marketing can just be very basic, being consistent across your platform, showing up on your platforms and adding value. Also just be aware of that. I know some industries have loads of budget and they throw it all out there. It's okay. We're all in our own different boat and traveling to our own different destinations. So wherever you are at in your business, it's important that you at least just show up, be consistent, and drive value. And that is the essence of marketing across all of our different platforms, because as you've just mentioned, it's about being present, and that's going to obviously grow and give people trust in your business. So can I ask you then to share some of your top tips then for entrepreneurs today that we can note? I just have to grab a pen and yeah, give us your top tips.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, marketing does not need to be an expensive exercise. exactly to what you've just mentioned. There are people that have got budgets and there are people that don't have budgets. Be innovative and creative. Get your business on the marketing map. That is probably the most important. Doesn't have to be expensive, but think of creative and innovative ways. The second tip I would say is understand your business objectives. Marketing plans are based around your business objectives to help you reach them over a period of time. If you don't have an objective, how do you build a marketing plan, and based on what? What are the goals? What are the objectives? And the third tip I would say is, if you do not know how to start the marketing process, contact a mentor or a business coach or a marketing consultant to give you guidance.
Perfect.
Those would be my 3 top tips.
Okay, awesome. So just to recap, as we said again, and I think it's so important for an entrepreneur, you know, marketing doesn't need to be a very expensive exercise, okay? Just get your business on the marketing map. 2, understand your business objectives so you know what intent you have with your marketing. So at least you've got day-to-day activities rather than just, as I like to call, mindless tactics. And then number 3, if you don't know where to start, ask. Don't be scared to ask somebody that's a marketing specialist, a mentor, a coach, anybody, you know, anybody that's willing to help you and give you advice. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I'll be sharing those again on the post. And then just to finish off for today, so 5 years from now, in the kind of crystal ball that we have upon us, I think we're all going to kind of speed track ourselves because we've already just gained 10 years in the last year. But anyway, let's assume 5 years from now, how do you see the marketing landscape for entrepreneurs to come and current entrepreneurs in today's environment in 5 years?
Yeah, so if I have to look, Megan, based on the previous 2 years, taking 2020 out of the equation, what the type of marketing forums were that were doing very well. I'm going to mention publications in the cinema, advertising, all sorts. I mean, out of home, all of that has sort of declined, especially over the last year because of the global situation we find ourselves in. But the one thing that has come up significantly is digital marketing. So I think the digital marketing landscape is going to change significantly because of people's innovative ways of thinking and standing out above the rest. Talking of virtual reality as an example, augmented reality, all those other types of technologies are coming into play now. I saw a message on one of the news feeds, I think it was about 24 hours ago, where WhatsApp is now launching a shopping app. So you'd be able to do shopping via WhatsApp. So this is crazy. I think the digital arena is just going to explode with all types of different initiatives coming to play. And that is where entrepreneurs need to start looking at what is going to be available and don't lose out on those types of opportunities. Rather be in the forefront, experience and experiment it, because if you lag behind, it's going to be so much more difficult to catch up. So I know the world's our oyster. Marketing is ever changing with technology. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to plan out going forward, just based on what we've seen over the last 2 years and how things have just evolved and changed completely. So I don't have a proper answer for you on how we see it as or how I see it as a futuristic thing, but keep note of what's happening worldwide, because I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming through. And if you're too late, then you miss that opportunity.
Miss out, yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I think that's, yeah, I think I mean, as is, I suppose you can gather by the wrinkles on my fine wrinkles on the lines, and Dot's experience in corporate as well, that we come from traditional, our days of, kind of back in varsity days and learning about TV and print and, above the line and below the line, as we used to call it. And then it kind of got to a bit of the through the line. And then, yeah, I mean, I remember in my first job, I actually did a direct mail campaign. Like, that was what we used to do. I mean, to think of doing that in today's day, and we've also kind of shifted with the times. But I think the key thing that Dorothy's saying is that no matter what happens, in the next 5 years, you've just got to be at the forefront and take the opportunities where we can. If we see something, try it, experiment it. Not everything is going to work for everybody, and if it's affordable or not, I think it's a matter of just experimenting. I mean, I think our journey in marketing has also been an experiment, because we've also completely changed our direction in the sense of where we kind of lead our customers today, is because traditional media is just too expensive. It's not really realistic for most entrepreneurs that we work with. So for us, it's just looking at what's working the best and just taking it on and driving it through. So, but yeah, I think the world upon us is, sometimes it scares me to think just how and where we might be in 5 years' time, but I'm sure we'll get with the times as we go, as we have already. So I'm sure we'll survive. And I always tell my clients, and I'm sure Dorothy's probably the same, is marketing principles will forever be alive. Like, that will never die. We'll still maintain the same principles based on market message media. It just depends on which channel you're going to put your product or service onto. So awesome. Thank you so much. I know Dorothy's got an urgent date. She's heading into the bush this weekend, because Dorothy is joining us from South Africa, as you can hear by the accent today. And she's got a date, so we won't keep her too much longer. But just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today, Dorothy, and sharing your key marketing insights with us. It's so nice to have a collaboration with a marketing expert like yourself. And I look forward to working with you. So until next week, we will be joined by David Peake from Wild Pursuit Marketing, talking about the topic of Google Ads, both now and in the near future, because it's just changed so much, even just in the last year. And if you like today's interview, please go on and share it with your network. And we look forward to you watching in next week, Friday, for our next Friendly Friday. And just to my visitors and those that watch, please, I'm launching my Lifeline Learning membership program on the 7th of July. I'll be sharing some more info about that on my page as well. So thanks, everybody. And thanks again to you, Dorothy, and have a super weekend.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Cheers.
Bye.